Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my 2023 beauty favorites, everything I've been loving from foundation, lip products, concealers, powders, bronzers, all the beauty products. So let's get into it. I'm going to try to go in the order that I would normally apply my makeup. So we're going to start with primer. This is the Caliray So Balone primer. I really enjoy this primer. Typically I apply it mainly in my T-zone where I get a little bit more shiny. My skin has really transformed over the past year, I would say. I started out last year with oily combo skin that I've had forever, as long as I've known myself. Where it's like the end of the year, my skin started getting really dry, and then this year it's more so normal. The other primer that I really enjoyed, I would say in the first half of last year when my skin was still oily, is the One Size primer. This is the Secure the Sweat primer. This stuff is amazing. If you have oily skin, definitely try this out. I really enjoy it. I know that Patrick Starrr uses this with the matte primer together for like the ultimate control. I've never tried the matte version from One Size, but I know this alone helps me when my skin was oily. Those are the two primers that I used a ton throughout last year. Right now I'm mainly using the Caliray primer, and I'm also using the Refi primer, but that's a newer product that I started using towards the end of December, so it's not like a 2023 favorite. I would say it's a newer product for me. Moving into foundation, girl, this MAC foundation has been my go-to. This is the MAC Serum Powered Foundation Studio Radiance. Yeah, I didn't think I would love this the way I do, but I literally am obsessed with this. This is the only foundation I have used this year so far. I can't put it down. I can't get enough of it. I have the shade NC50 right here. Originally I had gotten NC55, but NC50 is my true MAC shade and it matches perfectly. I just love the consistency of this. I'm not so sure how it would do if my skin was still as oily as it used to be, but right now it's amazing. I'm really enjoying it. In the beginning of last year, the foundation that I reached for the most was the Makeup by Mario foundation, which I still do like this one, but I prefer the MAC one. This one does transfer a little bit more. Like I can wear a turtleneck with the MAC foundation. This foundation, I would not dare wear a turtleneck because it would get everywhere. With the MAC foundation, it does transfer. I feel like all foundations transfer, but I'm a little bit more comfortable wearing a turtleneck, and you know, it's gonna transfer, but it's not gonna transfer like this one. The last foundation product that I enjoyed last year was the Fenty stick. This is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop stick. Girl, I really enjoyed using this. I personally like this more than the liquid version. During the summer months, I reach for this all the time. It's such an easy on-the-go product. I think it just makes applying your foundation or base product really quick and easy, and I love the shade matching with this one. Moving into concealer, I have 4, but really it's just 2. Okay, so I typically like doing a light and dark concealer, one to highlight and one to match my complexion for a more natural look, or just to layer. So I got back into the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer last year. This is a concealer that I had used in the past. I loved it, but I ended up trying different ones over the past 3 years, I guess. Last year I decided to repurchase it and I fell in love all over again. So this is what I've been currently using. I have the shades Butterscotch, which is my brightening shade, and then I also have the shade Maple. This is a really high coverage product. You're gonna get all the coverage you need with this one. And then I also enjoyed the Makeup by Mario concealers. These were very like 50-50 with reviews. People either loved it or they hated it. I personally really enjoyed these. I have the shades 440 and 420 with these concealers. This one I would say is more creamy. It's not as mattifying as the Too Faced. It's very similar to the foundation, but in a concealer form, I guess. I definitely did enjoy using these concealers. Let's get into this cream contour stick, which I literally got this at the end of December, but it has to be on my list because I love this thing. Like, this has not left my side. And I know a lot of you have tried this, but if you haven't tried this contour bronzer stick, you have to try it. It's very creamy, so you have to be careful with it. A little bit goes a long way, but I think it's definitely worth trying. It's from the brand LYS. It's Black owned. It's amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I use the shade No Limits with this one. No Limit Strength. I'm not sure. I think it's called Strength. I have been doing a lot of underpainting as well. So usually that's like the second product after primer to hit my face. And I just get so excited to apply it and blend it out. It just looks so pretty every time. So yeah, I love that bronzer. Moving into powders. These are the two powders that I reached for the most last year. The One Size powder and the Huda Beauty powder. For One Size, I started out with the translucent shade. Then I switched over to Ultra Pink when it was released. Love, 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 love this powder. Yeah, I use it pretty much every day. And then I also love the Huda Beauty powder in Banana Bread. This powder I feel like is always going to be a go-to for me because it's such a fine powder. The difference I would say with these two is the consistency. Like this one is super fine. I prefer this shade Banana Bread over the translucent version of the One Size powder. So whenever I want like a more translucent or like a hint of not gold but like not pink, I go for this one. The consistency of this powder does it for me every single time. It just looks so flawless. I really enjoy it. I did try the set-in powder, the pressed powder from Huda Beauty this year, and I wasn't the biggest fan. I liked it, but I feel like I didn't love it. I try to love it. I may try to make it work, but it wasn't hitting the way I wanted it to. When it comes to pressed powder, the MAC Studio Fix, hands down, is still my girl. This has been in my rotation for literally like 10 years at this point, since like 2011 I want to say, and I still enjoy it. I actually need to pick up a new one. Mine is pretty much in the pan. This gives you such a beautiful flawless under eye. My favorite way to use this is whenever I'm done with all my makeup, I will take this and set my under eye. It just looks so flawless, so just airbrushed. You can use this as your all over foundation as well, but for me, I typically just keep it under my eye. I just love the effect. Those are my powders. We're gonna move into powder, bronzer, and blushes. For powder bronzer, this is pretty much the only thing that I reached for the majority of the year. This is the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. I can't even tell you the shade this is in. It's taken off. I'm gonna have to look on Sephora's site so I could list it for you guys, but this has been my go-to bronzer for pretty much the entire year. I feel like with this one, the shade is just the perfect match. It also pairs really well with the LYS one. I do use both because I just love the look of a bronzed face. So this one, I want to say it's shade 4 or 3. Don't quote me on that. I'll have the correct shade below. Consistency, the way it applies, I feel like it's really hard to get carried away with this bronzer. You can get carried away, but it's, you know, it's very forgiving. It's really beautiful. It's a very airbrushed, flawless finish. It's Charlotte Tilbury, I mean, hello. With certain brands, I feel like my expectations are very high, okay? And Charlotte Tilbury, my expectations are high and she meets it every time. 2023 was definitely a blush year for me. It was a year where I really got into blushes, I would say a lot more than I typically do. So I have quite a few blushes to share, like 5 I think. First one is from Danessa Myricks and it's in the shade Prima Donna. A really beautiful shade. It's like a pinky tone. I really love this blush. It's a cream formula, like a cream to powder formula. You can wear this on its own or you can layer it with a powder blush if you wanted to. It's just such a pretty color. I have to mention this blush in the shade Pecans from Nude Sticks. I think I wore this the entire summer. Like I literally, I don't know if you guys remember when I first got this, I could not put it away. This was the shade that I used from like spring into summer. It's such a beautiful, I don't know what that was. It's such a beautiful like orangey tone. Obsessed. Okay, like I love this shade. I love the formula. This is one of my favorite cream bronzer formulas. It's so pretty. This and this product got me through the summer. Like these are just so easy to apply and run out the door. I also got into these Dior powder blushes. This one is in the shade Cherry. I think I got 3 of these over the past year. This one is definitely one of my favorites. It's like a beautiful orangey tone. I'll show you guys real quick. Really pretty orangey tone, perfect for the summertime. I feel like all my blushes look like summer blushes, but yeah, really love this one. I have layered this with Pecans from Nude Sticks and they look so beautiful together. And then also the Rare Beauty blushes are also pretty. This one is Lucky, a hot pink, really pretty. And then this one is Grateful. This blush I waited so long to get my hands on because it was sold out for a while, but I finally got it last year and it's so pretty. Like, oh, such a beautiful color. I love the formula for Rare Beauty blushes. It's my favorite liquid blush formula. You just get such beautiful pigment. Sometimes I use them on my lips as well to just add a pop of color, and then I use like a clear gloss. So pretty. The next blush that I really enjoyed last year was 𝐂𝐲's blush. This is a cream blush in the shade Bronze Glow. It kind of gives like a bronzer effect, but it has a nice sheen to it. It's so pretty. I'll show you guys a little swatch. This is a blush for when you want more of a natural look or just like a bronzed sun-kissed effect. It's such a pretty color, and I love the formula of this blush. I went to an event in the spring, I want to say, and somebody was raving about 𝐂𝐲 blushes, so I went right to Sephora and I had to try them. Okay, I had to see what the hype was about, and I really enjoyed it. Lastly but not leastly, this is the Patrick Ta blush in the shade She's Given. First of all, I love Patrick Ta's blushes, the ones that work for my complexion. I think they're so pretty. This one is a beautiful pink shade. It's basically like a Barbie pink. Like when I think of Barbie pink, this is kind of what I think of. So pretty. You can layer with the cream as well. On its own, this is on the borderline of ash for me. Like if it was one shade lighter, it would be too ashy. But this one works just right for me. It's such a beautiful pink. I love wearing this. It just looks so pretty. I feel like with these you get two blushes in one, because the cream, even though they can go together, you can wear them separately because they're two different colors. Like they are not identical, you know. They definitely layer really well, but they're not the same color. That's it for blushes. Moving into highlighters, I really only just used this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Rose Gold Glow. I don't use highlighters as I used to, but whenever I did reach for one, this was the one that I reached for. And it's a really pretty color. I love the tone of this. So pretty. What's the verdict on highlights? Do you guys still use highlighters? I feel like once in a while I'll reach for it, but it's definitely not something that I do every time I do my makeup. Definitely not an everyday thing for me. Like typically if I'm going out at night, maybe I'll put it on, but what do y'all do? Do y'all still use highlighters? Comment below, let me know. Something else that I don't reach for as often anymore is eyeshadows, but I had to mention this Makeup by Mario. I got this in December as well, but I really enjoyed using it. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's basically a neutral eyeshadow palette, but I really enjoyed these colors. Simple, it's, you know, given basic, but I really enjoy them. I found myself using this palette way more than I've used eyeshadow palettes for the entire year. That just reminded me that I need to try this Makeup by Mario lipstick that I saw him showing on TikTok. I think he was showing its color. I think it was called Bronx or something, but he was like in the Bronx and talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay. Also for eyes, we have a couple mascaras. This first one is from YSL. This mascara definitely wowed me. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. It's the YSL mascara. I'm not sure the name of it. I think, oh, Lash Clash, I think it's called. Yeah, really amazing. I love the wand. This is the wand for this one. Really love. Then I also really got into brown mascara. I feel like it gives a really beautiful under eye. It makes it look very sultry. It makes it look like you're wearing a brown eyeshadow even though you aren't. It just looks really pretty under my lash line. It's not as dark as a black, but it's definitely there, and it just looks so sultry. I really love it. I've been using this one from Too Faced. Moving into lip products, I have the most lip products to go through, so we're gonna try to go through these as quickly as possible. First of all, lip liners. I used the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner a ton last year. This is the Pillow Talk Intense number 3. I think the name did change, so I'll try to find the new name and link it for you guys, but this one is definitely one of my favorite browns. I also use Makeup Forever Limitless Brown, one of my go-tos for lip liner. And then last year I also started using Dimensional Dark Brown. On days where I wanted a darker lip, I used this one. I really enjoyed using lip oils last year. One of my favorites is the one from 𝐂𝐲. The formula is so beautiful. This one's in the shade Push. I have another shade as well, but I'm just gonna go through one shade of each because yeah, we can't be doing all the shades. It's too much. This one is in the shade Push. It's a really pretty like neutral color. I definitely recommend their formula. It's really nice for lip oils. The Milk formula is also really nice. This one's in the shade Quest. It's a really beautiful formula. I'm actually wearing this one today. I topped it over a MAC lipstick. It's really pretty. I also got back into the MAC lip glasses last year. Like I don't know, like MAC being at Ulta definitely got me back into the brand, I would say, because it's just easy, it's convenient. I'm at Ulta already and I just browse to the MAC section. So I got these two lip glasses. This one's in Oh Baby. It's so pretty. I love this beautiful, it's a beautiful bronzy shade. Then I have Oyster Ghost, another beautiful shade. It's a classic MAC shade. These were my two go-to lip glasses of the year. I also got into Chanel glosses last year. This first one is 712. It's called, I forget what the name is, but it's a beautiful like honey color. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a really pretty color. You can wear this over just lip liner or you can wear it over lipstick. It's a really pretty, like sparkly golden-ish tone. It has really pretty like gold sparkles. And then I also have 724, which I think I got this a few years ago, not last year, but I used it a ton last year as well. I think it's such a pretty color for deeper skin tones, this one. Yeah, I love it. These were definitely some of my most reached for lip glosses last year. For lip balms, I feel like you guys know what I'm gonna say. Firstly, Summer Fridays, definitely love their formulas. This one was a newer one that came out last year. It's like a minty consistency, really nice. It's clear, but it has like a minty feel to it, so I really loved this one. And then this shade in Brown Sugar is also really pretty. I love wearing this, like going out with this, because I can reapply it a million times and my lips never get like nasty and, you know, chapped. Definitely love these. And then also the Rhode Beauty lip peptides. These are a little tricky because some of them have grains and some don't. I don't mind the grains, but I'm not sure if they're supposed to be there. I personally like it. I feel like it's very exfoliating, but gently exfoliating, so I enjoy them. This one is the strawberry glaze one. It was limited edition. It smells so good. These were definitely my go-to lip balms for the entire year. Oh my gosh, I forgot setting spray. I have to mention this Until Dawn. I do need to get a new one because mine is almost finished, but this is the Until Dawn. If you have oily combo skin, you need to add this to your cart immediately. Like, you need this. It's so good. And then I also liked the MAC Stay Over. These two together are chef's kiss. I love these two together. And then I also love the Milk setting spray. I would also combine these two at times. In 2022, it was this with the Charlotte Tilbury. That was my go-to combo. Last year, it was this one or this one with the one size. Like, that was my combo and that got me through the entire year. So these are my favorites for beauty products. Let me know your favorite products down below in the comments. I will leave a list of brushes in the description box, but they're all dirty, so I don't really want to show you guys some. They're like disgusting. I need to wash them, so I'm gonna leave the list below, everything that I use for my face, and well, most of my face. So I don't really do a ton of eyeshadow, so I'll leave that below so you guys have access to that as well, because I do get questions on brushes. But yeah, that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your favorites and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.